Hello Sofa Squad and welcome back to the dang sofa. Now depending on if you follow me, if you watch me regularly, whatever, you will notice that the Sofa Squad has finally moved. We've been in the process of moving. We are finally here. I have literally been unpacking all day long and I've been coming across stuff, and so I have very quickly thrown a set together because number one, I was so excited. I was like, I can't wait to test this out. But then all the stuff that was going on in the Daybell Vallow case today, I was just like, oh no, we got to talk. Now, just be forewarned, I recorded several videos at the old place with the old set, like the thrown together kind of horror movie one that I had. So those are going to come out after this video because this is going to be a short one to do. I can get it up probably by tomorrow morning. But anyways, so when you see that, don't be like, well, what happened? Did they move back? Oh my God, what's going on? Don't worry, the sofa's fine. So today we're going to be talking about just a couple of quick updates. First of all, the hearing that took place today, which was, about Lori's competency or lack thereof, and Chad, getting his stuff postponed again, whatever. The biggest thing I want to talk about is the motions that John Pryor filed, because I'm like, okay, that speaks volumes. Now, before we get into all of that, if you like scary movies, if you like scary movie reviews, story times, all that kind of stuff wrapped up into one, and you want to hear me dish on it, then check out my other channel. It's called A Slice, A Spice, and a Dice Movie Reviews. It's a new channel, it's free, give it a shot, especially for October coming up. Now if you want to hear other stuff by me, like personal story times, like Florida Man, absurd crimes, or things that are a little bit too hot to dish on this channel, then consider joining my Patreon or channel membership. There you can expect to find numerous videos. I post them up there as often as I can, and it's just more content and it's a way to support the channel. Also, for everybody that is here on the Sofa Squad, here in the comment section, sharing, liking, Patreons, members, people who are interacting with the Sofa Squad, I appreciate it very much. It would not be here without you, and I greatly appreciate it. Now, all that being said, okay, let's go ahead and get edition on today's topic. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about Lori. So remember, I don't know, at this point, I think it was like a week or so ago, she went, her competency hearing, whatever, and the judge was like, look, I need a report on that, and yada, yada, yada. And so they, postponed it, they came back, whatever. So they did that today, and as we kind of expected, yes, he's like, you know what? Yeah, she still ain't right. She ain't done cooking. Okay, we're not there yet. So he was like, yeah, she's not competent to stand trial yet, and so this has been extended for another 180 days. So now, mind you, if some little miracle happens, whatever, and she becomes competent, yeah, absolutely, they can go ahead and be like, okay, she's ready to go, let's keep going. Do I think that's gonna happen? I mean, I don't know, I'm not a doctor. I don't know her personally. It would be in her best interest not to, not that I want her to do that, but, I just personally think if she's gonna try and milk this for all it's worth, she's gonna try and do it. If there's a way that she can do that, she's gonna do it. So I don't know, in my mind, I'm just like, okay, I was totally prepared for another 180 days. I pretty much was just like, please, that's gonna happen. So if they come back at the 180, because I do not think that she'll become competent before then at all, I would be shocked if she did. If they come back with that one and they're like, yeah, she's still not done, she's still, that's when I'd be like, oh, she's going for broke. Okay, she wants the whole shebang and she ain't gonna go to trial. So we'll see. I mean, it's so rare that these things happen, so I'm very curious to see how long that gets drawn out. Now, some other housekeeping type stuff for Chad was, remember, recently he waived his right to a speedy trial. So basically this was just, them saying, hey, look, you know what, we need more time, there's lots of motions to be heard, so on and so forth, and everybody was cool with postponing his trial. So there is this vibe with the case of, okay, where are we at? Everything's just kind of floating out there in Never Never Land. The thing with this case, though, and what we're getting ready to get into too, is there's constantly motions being filed about stuff. So it just keeps everything kind of like fresh in the media, and of course everyone is paying attention to this. Now let's get to the big mamma jamma of this video. Okay, I want to talk about John Pryor filing the motion to have Chad and Lori's cases separated, severed, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, when I saw this, I was like, oh, whoa, things are going to get interesting. So, I want to talk about a couple of things about the motion that stood out to me, and also just some of my opinion, speculation, guessing kind of a thing. So it's not fact, it's me speculating. I will repeat that again before I do it, because I don't want people to think that I'm sitting here saying, oh, this is going to happen, when it's just me being like, what if it goes this way? So, like I said, John Pryor filed the motion. He wants to split their things up. Now, there's a couple of things that we're interested in this. First things first. He did not use Daybell when he put Lori's name in there. He was just like referred to her as Lori Noreen Vallow. And I was like, whoa, okay, that's interesting. Mostly because remember all the stink she made about wanting to be called Daybell? And so I'm like, okay, so for a couple that was like so into each other and they're gonna rule the 144,000 and and now Chad's like, I don't know her. Pryor writes in this motion, basically he's saying, look, Chad's not going to get a fair trial if they, go up to bat with one another. Their cases are joined. I mean, hello, I could have told you that. So, that's just almost like a no-brainer. Now, but also in that statement, in the motion, I should say, that goes along with the statement that I think is interesting, is he's like, okay, look, they can't get a fair trial if they go together or whatever, or Chad can. He also wants to see any statements or confessions that are going to be used as evidence in the trial. So he's asking the judge to basically make that happen. And so I'm just kind of like, okay, even more interesting. So on that note, let's dive for a second to the 48-hour special that came up. Now, I recorded a video on that, and it's going to be up after this video, but I'm going to talk very quickly about one aspect of it because I think that's what we're seeing going on now. Okay, so overall, I feel like the 48 hours episode was like a dry run for the defense, okay? It was like them basically being like, well, let's see how this does, and let's see how this does. It was almost like a glimpse into the possible directions we could see the defense go in. Again, that's my opinion. That's me speculating. I am not, a legal person or anything like that, but that's just my 2 cents, okay? So there's that going on. It is a no-brainer, okay? We all know just from the case, Alex is not here to speak or testify or any of that. They would be idiots to not try and point their fingers at Alex. What I think is interesting is I feel like now what's happening, and again, this is my own speculation, is that we're seeing Chad say, it was those two. Almost like him and Lori, they're not going to work together. They're not going to try and do everything where they can point their fingers at Alex. Chad is going to be pointing his fingers at Lori and Alex, and possibly going with this whole thing of like, look, this was her and her brother, I was set up, whatever the case may be. So here's the other thing. So a couple of more things that just made me think. Number one, what if he's trying to get a plea deal? Like, what if him and Pryor are trying to court Rob Wood and be like, look, we're going to separate the cases and then we're going to try and get you a plea deal, maybe they've seen more evidence, I don't know. But also on that note, with John Pryor wanting to get the statements, like confessions and stuff like that, okay, it would only make sense because say he can get that evidence and he looks at it and he's like, oh, we can explain this away. You know what I'm saying? That type thing. Because I really just think that he's looking at it to basically say this is all Lori and Alex, and depending on what kind of damaging statements they're going to use against him, he could very well, go with that. Do I want that to happen for him? No, of course I want him and Lori to basically never walk out of jail again, or whatever the worst sentence is for him at this point. But I just feel like that's the direction it's going in. So this is the first step in that. I would love to be a fly on the wall in Lori's cell. Because you know behind the scenes, like, whoever is her attorney or whatever is like, look, girl, okay, here's what's going on, okay. Your man dumped your ass, okay? That's just what it is, you know. He ain't your man no more. You're not Miss Daybell. Okay, that's all in the past. Is she still just sitting there like, no, I am Miss Daybell. We're going to rule the world together. Yeah, I mean, you just have to wonder this stuff. So anyways, I'm rambling. Those are my thoughts. Again, that's all speculation. This is just me saying, this is getting ready to get really interesting. I am very curious to see what y'all have to say. I mean, do you think that Chad is gonna, you know, go against Lori or whatever, whether that be testifying against her or just saying, no, this is my defense, they did that, I don't know them, I don't know her, you know, not literally, but you know what I'm saying, like that was all them. What do you think? Is that where we're seeing this go? Do you think Lori, what do you think about her competency? Do you think we're going to see her get competent before the 180? Do you think she's going to try and do another extended stay? I want to know what the Sofa Squad is thinking. Now, again, thank you everybody for being here. I really appreciate it, and it makes the sofa possible. Thank you very much. Next thing, I'll have it more in the shot. I'm sorry, but it is right here, I swear. Anyways, thank you everybody for joining, and until next time, I'll see you then.